What is up, you guys? Back at it again with another video, this time in slow motion. I am out on the Jetson Bolt Pro today. I'm climbing a pretty steep hill, and I got a little bit of resistance here, nothing too crazy. Like, it's not just like wasting my leg movements, but I'm also not struggling. I got the throttle pinned. This thing is moving along nicely. As you can tell, legs are working. Legs are definitely working, but the bike is helping out a decent little bit. The hill is flattening out now. Got some pedestrian action, so we're gonna get over to this side of the road, not to bother the dogs. I got some dogs over here pretty angry too. All the doggos today. Hey. Cruising along though. The bike has a top speed of 15 miles an hour, and honestly that's probably what I'm doing here. If not close. I'm probably much heavier than the average rider for this bike, or at least who Jetson intended to ride this bike. I come in around 200 to 205 pounds generally. I imagine that's bigger than they intended, but here I am doing it. The bike's handling it pretty all right. We're going to go over to the little field that I like to go to test bikes, just ride around in the grass, you know how I am, and see how it does there. I'll check back in a second because it's going to take me quite a while to get there going this slow. Okay, here we are on the Daily Cycle Works off-road proving grounds. Let's see here, it's kind of bumpy, small wheels, woo, okay. The Jetson Bolt Pro off-road. There's a guy here working out, don't want to bother him too much. He seems to be like running up and down the stairs, but the bike's doing it. I'm obviously on a bike that is not intended to do any kind of off-roading whatsoever, but coasting around in the field here, not too bad. The bike's handling it pretty well for what it is. Tiny little wheels, but we're doing it. Let's cut around the back side of this place. Woo, so bumpy. I've taken every e-bike I've tested here. And this one, hands down, did the worst, but it did it. I just like riding around these little areas where you're not supposed to be going on a motorized vehicle. I like just cruising around them, playing around, seeing how much fun I can have. Ooh, a little hill climb. We ain't making it very high up that. Let's turn back around. Let's stop here so you guys can check this guy out. Brakes are pretty good. Pretty good. Cool little kickstand. As you saw in my unboxing video, if you watch my unboxing video, if you haven't, you probably should. Just look back in the feed and watch that video. But the bike had some issues out the gate, all of which I have fixed, honestly. So, rear tire came with the flat from the factory. I didn't have a tube on hand, so I patched it. It seems to be holding air fairly well. Headlight did not work. I took apart the assembly and realized there was a little broken wire in there. I just kind of like did a little twisty tie. And then some electric tape. Now you hold down the button, the headlight will fire up. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it in the daytime, but headlight works now. 4-second hold turns it on. And let's see, it seems like maybe 4-second hold turn it off. Let's see. Yes. Okay. And the locking mechanism here also wasn't working, so it was just super loose. So that clips in there just to kind of secure it as a safety, but when mine came, that was the only thing keeping it latched. But now, as you can tell here, ooh, lots of resistance. You can tell somebody had tried to adjust it there by like using some pliers or something, and they gnarred it all up. So what I ended up doing was taking apart the mechanism. I had to kind of really get it in a vise to break that free because they had kind of had it like cross-threaded. Once that was done, I took the whole assembly apart, re-threaded it, put it back together, and tightened it down. Now it locks up nice and secure. Those are the issues I had with it out the gate, and it took a little bit of wrenching, but they're all fixed now. So honestly, pretty happy. My total kind of initial impressions are that the bike quality control is horrible. As you can imagine, this is a bike that's sold under several different names. If you just look at all the major like kind of like Japanese or Chinese import e-bikes, you'll see them. Like Ancheer makes a bike that's identical with the Ancheer name on it instead of the Jetson name. Tons of people are buying the exact same bike from a warehouse in China and then rebranding it for themselves. And with that comes a little bit of quality control issues. They're not really checking them over too well. These aren't like high-end companies that are really making sure that you're getting a product that works, obviously, because mine was broken in 3 different ways. But outside of that, the product itself is pretty nice. Get the kickstand up, get on the throttle here. Super fun to just bop around on. It's nothing compared to my other e-bikes, obviously. Nothing really to write home about. But the bike scoots. It's fun. A little bop around. If you just want to go down to the store, you want to go to the coffee shop, you're going through the neighborhood, you don't have to really kind of worry about top speed or anything. It does get all of that 15 miles an hour. With my 200-ish pound self going downhill, I was able to achieve 17 miles an hour, but that's just because I'm heavy. You're not going to pull 17 on the flat, especially at my weight. But overall, the bike is pretty impressive for like just a couple $100. You can buy these bikes as cheap as $250 refurbished on their site. The three price points are $250 for a used Bolt Pro, for like the worst class refurbished one, 300 even for like a class A refurbished, which is supposed to be refurbished to factory specs, like so it should look brand new, but it is used. And then you can buy a complete whole bike for $400 brand new. Or if you forego the pedals, you can usually find the standard Jetson Bolt, not the Pro, for about $300. The Costco special, they do sell them in Costco for $300 to $350 generally. I went with the Pro because I wanted the pedals, but in hindsight, they don't really do a ton. If you're climbing a hill, the throttle will get you up it. The pedals are just going to help you get up it a little quicker, so you're not like at a snail's pace. But really, the like pedal assist isn't really like a thing. Like, I'm pedaling here and the motor is doing nothing. It's not really helping me out whatsoever. But if I get on the throttle, then I feel a little power burst. So really the pedals are just to help propel you if you have no battery, or if you're on a steep hill and you want to do a little bit of work to help it get up there quicker. But overall, kind of unnecessary. It stoppies. As you might imagine, you can nail the front brake and woo, get that front end up. So it's totally a little fun, little bop around bike. Can lock up the rear brake a little bit there, have a little bit of good time. Let's see if we can climb this grass hill here. I'm probably gonna have to stand on this one. Woo, whoo, on the throttle, pedaling my little heart out. Ooh, I made it up. I made it up. Whew, the Jetson Bolt Pro, a true off-road machine. But honestly, little 250 watt motor, just kind of cruising around. This is fun, man. This really is fun. This is just throttle. Now I stopped, I had to pedal. You kind of see what I mean. It just helps it out a little bit. Woo! Woo! But I gotta say, I'm having a blast on this. Everybody I've let ride it has also had a blast on it. It's just a silly little bike. You don't take yourself too seriously on this. If you're trying to look cool, this is not the bike for you. If you're trying to just have some fun and get down the road, sure, why not? Very cheap transportation. The best thing about it is how small it is, really. Like this grab handle, I can carry this all day, walk where I need to walk, go where I need to go without a problem. Folded down, fits in the back of my Volkswagen Beetle. Super easy. You can fit this in anything. If you want to go downtown in your city, you want to drive your car there, put this in the trunk. When you get to downtown, bop around on this, grab your little shopping or whatever you need to do. Cool. If you're on a campus, great bike. Go to your classes, lock it up at the bike rack. Don't have to show up all sweaty. If you are doing a track day and you need like a pit bike, this is great. You get about, I've gotten 10 miles out of the battery at my weight. They say you can get 10 to 15. 10 has happened for me. Confirmed. If you have like a little pit bike, you're trying to just get around the racetrack or whatever, great, because you're not going to do more than 10 miles just going to and fro. If you are at the beach and you just want to cruise the boardwalk, another little good thing. Super cheap is the thing, though. They don't cost you anything, so it's really easy to justify it. I fully intended to just sell this bike after I was done with it, like after I was done making videos with it. But I can say that after riding it a bit and really experiencing it, for what I paid, I'm happy to keep it. A $300 bike. There's no point in getting rid of it. I don't need $300 back that bad. I don't need $200, $250 or whatever it is I'll make out of this bike selling it back that bad, to where I might as well just keep it. It's nice for just hopping on when you don't want to drag one of the bigger e-bikes out of the house. I love the electric XP. I ride mine a lot. Not so much here lately because I've been riding motorcycles a lot, but I've been really making a lot of Bonneville videos and just having fun on the Bonneville. But I love my e-bike. I love the electric XP, but sometimes it's just so much easier to pull this little guy out of the house and just walk on out. I don't have to worry about like anything. I just grab the little grab handle and I send it. Just go around the neighborhood, whatever. It's just it's like a simpler experience, you know? And I'm a person that really likes simple vehicles. I don't want to work too hard. It's nice to just kind of get out. Going a speed that's no faster than like a standard pedal bike, you know? So I'm not too worried about like gear. Sometimes when you're riding a kind of high-powered e-bike, you're like, man, I really should be wearing my motorcycle gear. I'm going pretty quick. You're going like 30, 35 miles an hour sometimes. You really want to have your gear on. But with this, I'm doing 5 to 10 miles an hour, so I don't really mind just riding around in a t-shirt. I got my helmet on, of course, because I got to protect the moneymaker, but really, not much to it. Just super fun. You can hoon around on it. You can hit bumps. You can do little jumps. You can do little stoppies and wheelies and whatever you want to do. And if you break it, you're not breaking a really expensive bike. Granted, it's been holding up to all my shit. Like, it's doing really well. So, for what it's worth, I like it. Initially, when I opened the box, I was so bummed out on the condition I received it in that I thought I was going to rip this thing to shreds. But it's fun, man. It is fun. Woo! Woo! Just doing some donuts. God, you see, this thing is a blast. But that's it for this one, you guys. I just wanted to kind of give you a quick first ride review. You'll see the Jetson again. I'm going to keep it around for a while, so what you'll probably see next about this bike is like kind of a long-term review, get like 100 miles on it or so, and then see how things are standing up to my hooning. I'm going to go home and eat dinner now, but if you guys enjoyed this video, please go ahead and hit thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please go ahead and hit subscribe. I promise I will try to talk better, speak more clearly. Woo! I can jump this thing. So much fun. If you want to see more videos just like this, definitely hit that subscribe button because you're going to love it. I got a lot of fun stuff coming, but for now, food. I will see you on the next one, y'all. Peace.